Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration has lifted all tropical cyclone wind signals on Thursday, June 3, as Tropical Storm Dante, with the international name Choy 1, sustained its strength while moving over the West Philippine Sea. PAGASA said the center of the tropical cyclone was located about 205 kilometers west-northwest of Dagupan City, Pangasinan, or 190 kilometers west-southwest of Sinait, Ilocos Sur at around 10 a.m. It maintained its maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour while moving northwestward at 35 kph. The State Weather Bureau said Dante will continue moving generally north-northwestward or northward over the West Philippine Sea. Afterwards, it is seen to change direction, heading north-northeastward on Friday morning, June 4, and northeastward by Friday afternoon or evening. The severe weather disturbance will likely be over the Bash Channel by Friday afternoon or evening. President Rodrigo Duterte has reiterated his appeal to Filipinos to get vaccinated against the coronavirus disease, saying it was the only way to protect themselves and the people around them and to overcome the pandemic. Duterte made the statement as the government ramps up its efforts to convince the public to get vaccinated against COVID-19. In a video message posted on the official Department of Health Facebook page on Wednesday, the president urged the public to be vaccinated as soon as possible. Duterte said getting vaccinated is also how the public can help in reopening the economy. Meanwhile, the president renewed the government's commitment to protect the public from the effects of the pandemic. The country rolled out its vaccination program against COVID-19 on March 1. So far, the Philippines has administered 5,180,721 doses of COVID-19 vaccine as of May 30, with 1,206,371 individuals fully vaccinated.
I invite all our kababayans to be vaccinated at the earliest possible opportunity because this is the most, if not the only way, effective way to defeat COVID-19 pandemic. Let us all keep in mind that the vaccine will not only protect you from the virus, it will also protect your loved ones, especially the sick and elderly. Your participation in the Res Bakuna Kasangga ng Bida campaign is therefore key if we are to reopen our economy and reclaim our normal lives. To the Filipino people, let me assure you that the government will continue to do its best to protect you until we overcome this health crisis together. Let us heal as one nation. Kapwa Pilipino, magpabakuna na po tayo.
Around 50% of vaccine recipients in the country have missed taking the second dose of their COVID-19 vaccine, an expert working with the government's pandemic task force said. Data analyst Dr. John Wong said that they are expecting about 2.1 million individuals who should have come back by now for their second dose, but so far only about 1 million have come back. Wong said the Department of Health and the LGUs need to work on it. Wong also encouraged the government to vaccinate those 50 years old and above to prevent deaths due to COVID-19. The data analyst said that by vaccinating those 50 years and above, it will cover 3 priority sectors already: the senior citizens under A2, persons with comorbidities under A3, and essential workers under A4. DOH Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere said that all vaccine recipients should complete the 2 doses for them to acquire the needed protection against the viral illness. Here is a roundup of news in and around Metro Manila. Let's watch these reports.
Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Dumagoso urged the government to reconsider and re-evaluate its policy mandating the public to wear face shields. During his mayoral address Wednesday, Dumagoso said that the mandatory wearing of face shields should be reconsidered for the benefit of people adversely affected by the pandemic. Dumagoso said that even if face shields only cost around 10 pesos to 20 pesos, it is still an added expenditure for a simple employee living below the poverty line. He said that another reason why he's urging the government to reconsider the policy is because elderly people are having difficulty in breathing due to the wearing of face shields on top of face masks. Meanwhile, the Department of Health and the Department of Interior local government are not in favor of the proposal of Mayor Isko to leave the policy that requires people to wear face shields when stepping out of their homes. Health Chief Francisco Duque III said that the face shield policy cannot be removed for now when our 2-dose vaccination coverage is still low due to the inadequate supply. He also reiterated that the use of face shield is science-based. Organizers of events that will draw a crowd in Quezon City must inform the local government about their plan to prevent further spread of COVID-19. This came after Mayor Joy Belmonte issued the latest guidelines for the city as it transitioned into general community quarantine. Under her order, organizers of gatherings for community service or humanitarian purposes must coordinate with the city's Department of Public Order and Safety at least 5 days prior to the activity and provide details of their crowd control plan. These gatherings include but not limited to medical missions, kasalang bayan, and distribution of food and cash assistance. In case of violations of health protocols, the DPWH shall bring the matter to the Law and Order Cluster, including the Philippine National Police, for appropriate investigation and sanctions. Popular fast food company Jollibee has issued a statement saying that it has investigated the fried towel incident at one of its franchise store in Taguig. The company said that they are deeply concerned about the matter and have conducted thorough investigations on the incident. Jollibee already directed the Bonifacio Stopover branch to close for 3 days starting today, June 3, to thoroughly review its compliance with procedures and retrain its store team to ensure that this will not happen again. Jollibee said that they are committed to take the necessary steps to maintain the trust and loyalty that the customers have given them throughout the years.
And now let's take a look at the latest news in other parts of the country, and here are the details.
The Department of Public Works and Highways announced on Wednesday, June 2, that the 30-kilometer express project linking Tarlac City and Cabanatuan City in Nueva Ecija is now 94% finished. The first 18-kilometer section of the Central Luzon Link Expressway will soon be accessible to motorists. Once completed, the expressway will shorten the usual travel time of 70 minutes between the two cities to only 20 minutes. The Central Luzon Link Expressway is funded via a loan agreement with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. The surge of COVID-19 infections in Region 12 since last month is particularly caused by the community transmission of its original strain and not due to the dreaded variants of concern. Department of Health SOCSargent Health Education and Promotion Officer Arjun Gangoso said that their monitoring showed that the increasing cases in almost the entire region are traced to the first SARS-CoV-2 strain that was first reported in late December 2019 in Wuhan, China. He also said that cases are increasing mainly because of the failure of most people to comply with the non-pharmaceutical interventions. Gangoso reiterated that proper compliance to the minimum health protocols is still the most effective way to combat COVID-19 regardless of the variant. 4 suspected recruiters of an investment group that operates in Agusan del Sur and Butuan City were arrested in an entrapment operation on Tuesday, June 1. The police regional office in the Caraga region identified the suspects as Angeline Sagod Cano, Edward Cruz Salin, Dani Catizado, and Roy Bomotano Celis, all from the Red Dragon investment scheme. The group operates through phone calls and meetups and promises their clients or victims with 30% increase on their allotted investments. The 4 suspects will be facing syndicated estafa charges under Articles 315 and 316 of the Revised Penal Code.
The updates from around the world. Here is that report.
Low pay, 24-hour shifts, and severe shortages of staff and protective gear have left many doctors on the front lines of India's brutal pandemic surge near breaking point and fearful for their lives. Coronavirus infections have killed at least 165,000 people in the vast South Asian nation since the start of April. The Indian Medical Association said more than 1,200 doctors have died of COVID since the start of the pandemic, including over 500 in the last 2 months. The pandemic has exposed structural weakness in India's healthcare system, particularly in the ill-equipped state-run hospitals. The government spends less than 2% of GDP on healthcare, one of the lowest rates in the world. International flights to Vietnam's two biggest cities are to resume, officials said Wednesday, reversing a short-lived ban imposed over fears of a new coronavirus wave. The Civil Aviation Administration of Vietnam on Monday announced a temporary suspension for international passenger arrivals at Hanoi's Noi Bai Airport from June 1 to 7 and Ho Chi Minh City until June 14, as the country struggles to contain a virus outbreak in more than half of its territories. But on Wednesday, the aviation authorities told airports and airlines that it had reversed the suspension without mentioning a time frame or giving an explanation. The communist state was lauded for its quick response to the pandemic last year, but vaccine rollout has been slow. Israel inched closer to lifting COVID restrictions Tuesday as its caseload remains tiny following a sweeping nationwide vaccination campaign. People are no longer required to show vaccination certificates to enter restaurants and entertainment venues, and capacity limits on businesses have been lifted. Health Minister Yuli Edelstein said his office would discuss ending an indoor mask requirement over the coming 2 weeks. The country remains largely closed to travelers from abroad. However, the tourism ministry said except first-degree relatives, some experts, and vaccinated tourists participating in a pilot program.
Here are the latest in showbiz. Let's watch this.
Veteran actress Snooky Serna recently achieved a new career milestone after she bagged 2 awards at the 11th International Film Festival Manhattan in New York City. In an interview, the 51-year-old actress couldn't help but feel emotional when she found out about the Best Actress Award and Jury Award Best Performance for the film In the Name of the Mother. Snooky said that she did not expect to win, but it was a dream come true. The movie In the Name of the Mother revolves around Carmen, played by Snooky, who faces the wreckage of her husband's suicide 2 years after he left her for another woman.
And here are the latest from Manila Bulletin's sports section. Let's watch these.
Pole vaulter E.J. Obiena toughened up his Tokyo Olympics preparations after capturing the gold medal in the Gothenburg Athletics Grand Prix in Gothenburg, Sweden on Wednesday or early Thursday in Manila. Obiena, the first of the 9 Filipino athletes who qualified to the Games, cleared the bar at 5.70 meters on his first attempt to dominate the 7-player field that included reigning Olympic champion Thiago Braz of Brazil. Despite defeat, his performance was still shy of his personal outdoor best of 5.81 meters he posted in a tournament in Italy in 2019 that earned him the Olympic berth. Obiena is currently ranked number 11 in the world and is among the athletes tipped to win a medal for Team Philippines in the Tokyo Games.
And those are the news on Web today, June 3rd, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow, or you can log on to www.mb.com.ph. You may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.